Listen, but we always grub first, whether it be for worms or food. Yeah, we fishing for guitar licks today. Yeah, I guess my fishing day is right, except for guitar licks. I fish for those every day. Some people call it noodling. If there's any noodling involved, I'm stone cold, I'll tell you, for Mediterranean diet. I reckon. Do you think I've ever been on a diet in my life? Oh, this is a nicotine patch. Step down from 21 milligrams to 14, like falling off a cliff. Gosh, I want a cigarette, a real cigarette, with tar, nicotine and all. Smoke cigarettes. It's nicotine as well as all drugs, which people do, affects the pleasure center of the brain. The pleasure center of the brain is why there are still people on the face of the earth. And please, I know they aren't allowed to teach that in a classroom. The pleasure center of the brain. It causes so many interactions between people. It's not about reproduction. Concepts, right, wrong. How have they evolved over the last 1,000 years? Just the concepts of right and wrong. Look at how they've evolved. Now, in good old Rome said that King Richard of England was ordained by God. And then they ordained him to go and take back the Middle East. How did the Holy War work out for them? The Catholic Church didn't burn Britain or England once. Then it went to Spain. You're probably as much a student of history as I am. Nobody's ever beaten the Muslims in the Middle East. Over there in Afghanistan, that's where the Genghis and Kublai Khan come from. What in the world do people expect? You're not going to beat those people. Donald Rumsfeld, who was part of Ronald Reagan back in the 80s, his administration, went over there and organized and armed these people to fight the Soviets. The Soviets were wanting to take Afghanistan because it's worth hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars back in the 80s. But here we have pictures of Donald Rumsfeld, who would in 2004 be pushing for war in Iraq, making promises to Osama bin Laden on Afghani soil in the mid-80s, making promises to him. And those promises went unfulfilled. He got the promise of weapons. He got his weapons. The United States got their war with the Soviets. It brought them to the bargaining table, and after we saw the fall of the Soviet Union, the fall of the Soviet Union, a day in history which accounted by the account by one person is that Vladimir Putin cried on that day. But look where he is today. He is not. an autocrat. He has these rich people. He has a coalition. All I can say is the American people have spoke. I'm not going to be here for very long, but I do believe that there are going to be a whole lot of people who are in there who voted for the first time, didn't realize the internet was a place where you could get information and it wasn't true, that I was lied to. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm down off the soapbox. I see there's a lot of people chatting, and I don't want you all to know how much it means for an old man like me. I'm 18 months, 2 weeks, and this is one day more in my struggle to learn to play the electric guitar. Now, if that hasn't ran you off, then 10 people have already fled the building. Here we go. No, that's not that. Let's go. Too heavy, it's too thick, isn't it? I don't like that sound. Let's play with it. Still too heavy. Full neck pickup, I had it in the office. Still. Let's put some, knock some of the eyes off. Still not there. Okay, we'll do this then. I got the Boss Equalizer GB7. Okay. Man, I hate this Dunlap fuzz bow. It hasn't done a doggone thing to irritate me ever since I bought it. And this crybaby Wawa, look at that man. I know he's reversed the camera. I have to have the camera lens pointed at me so that I can look at the screen and stay in the frame. Because I'm streaming vertical. There's very little lateral movement allowed in a vertical screen. I don't know whether you've watched very much, but the music comes from the hands, and I try to keep the hands in sight. Yep, Hendrix signature Stratocaster guitar. I figured I tried to get all Hendrix stuff to where when I died, all this crap could be sold as part of a lot, at an auction. The full thing or nothing, or to heck with it. You can do things like that. God, man, I gotta get this straight. Give that back. I know what I did. Yeah, before y'all came in, I set my stuff up. And what I did, I put gain on that clear channel. Exactly what I did. I got it at 50-50. I run a transistor amplifier. I ain't got no money much. But, that beside the point, it does have a good cabinet simulation. You can plug a set of headphones into that, and man, you'd swear you're ready to go on the road. I ain't lying. Makes my, it distorts in here, and then it's done hit the walls and bounced 25 times, 25 or 30 times, and certain frequencies have been absorbed by the carpet, and the various soft things, and then all the hard reflective surfaces, they bounce it back and forth before it ever gets to this little port right here, before it ever gets right there. And then it's got to come up and be at certain angles. So, maybe I am sounding a whole lot better than I think I do, because it never sounds on YouTube like it does sitting in here. But sometimes it does. And if it sounds bad on YouTube, oh man, in here it dang sounds hard. That's why I will stop. But let's see, I was going to cut the gain. Yes. Grandpa, your memory's going, son. Hell, get up and goes. And got up and left here and run into the dang hills like his tail's on fire. No more not. That's an amazing man. What's making that? That's the fingernail going forward. And the dull sound, the pull back, is the flesh of the finger. Now you can make it, let me see over there, in the immediate vicinity. And that's hard to tell. And that's why I'm glad I don't. Oh gosh. Okay. There are two brakes. Let's see. We got a center brake. I got a kickoff. I haven't learned the kickoff yet. Softens the swing. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Softens the swing. And I haven't learned the kickoff, and I'll tell you why. I don't want to screw it up. Lord knows, each one of these brakes that I take is all of the Morton offering that I can bring to the table. That's it, max. And I had to not do Morton offer, but try to emulate Morton offer. So, there's no, I know nothing much, so, but I do the best I can. Well, at least I try to do the best I can. When you're getting old, you can't push yourself hard. But as I do, let's just show an example. All that stuff's just so sweet. You get what you get. Okay. sing, but when I sing, that's when all my viewers go away. So I try to keep that to a minimum, unless it seems like the place is just too crowded for me. I'm starting to have a panic attack, get nervous, then I'll sing, run them off. Okay. And pay attention to the movement as it's going forward, the downstroke, because that's being, it's kind of like it was the precursor of these people who, or let's see, what is that called? I can't remember what the man called it, but it's like these people are, playing the guitar, and it looks like these fingers are just going mad like this. It looks almost mechanized. How some machines, you'll see these parts are going real fast, to where this, the ratio to this one is like 1 to 40. Honest to God, that's the way these people play. I forget what style it's called. I should probably have my hand smacked with a ruler. Yeah, they can't do that anymore. On the road again. Old Willie been on the road, and he dang went off the road because his manager doggone messed him over. Doggone lost everything he got. And the man's done built himself another fortune. Playing music with his boys. I mean, how much more father and son can that get? I wish I'd had some kind of relationship like that. Gosh, man, that's got to be awesome. But yeah, I've been playing 18 months, 2 weeks, and today makes 18 months, 2 weeks, and 1 day. You don't learn to play like your guitar once. It's special. Some of these things you just gotta doggone turn it. I don't know whether turning it up did any good for that or not. Sounds like a thing. Probably it's the way I was hitting the string. I was bending the string out of tune when I hit it. That's a common error when you're learning. I'm sorry. There's some silly making rookie mistakes. First 3 months mistakes. First 3 months, the first 3 years. And 3 years shouldn't be started a descending major scale and took it from right here and finished it down here. Now it can go. It'd be the easiest way to go about it. I'm just figuring this out in front of you. This is, after all, if you check, this is the Teddy Ray Thomas electric guitar practice channel. I've had people come in here and call me everything except a child of God. Person calling me a pervert. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know how that's hardly applicable. Call him child molester. One said, yeah, he's a child molester. I know his probation officer. I mean, okay. I need to call my lawyer. Well, so I have to go where, you know, that was rhetorical anyway. I've got $1,000 worth of damn pedals on the floor, and ain't one of them turned on. I just don't think I'm getting my money's worth. But they are bubbered, so you know, I can count the blessings on that. I'm going to show you a lick I learned. This is just a rhythm lick. I'm going to learn to play green grass and high tides. I'm going to learn that. And I'm going to learn Jessica. And I'm going to learn both freaking guitar parts. And I'm going to learn how to play harmony with myself. Yes. And I think I can. Like a little train you watched on Sesame Street. Well, no, this is before Sesame Street, if you can believe it. Yeah, Sesame Street, I remember when they started that up. I said, dang, I'd had to watch that when I was a kid. We ain't never tell them what I turned out to be. But, yeah, it turns out, you know, my adult mind just what to the fact it did them good. Okay. Green grass and high tides. I'm going to show you how I live. See, it's the fast part is E. E, C, G, D, and then gets to A and it hangs there. And then it falls back into E. Everything is Q. That E minor is Q note for the whole deal. You'll hear it before anything else happens, or it may happen right on top of Y'all learned that dude, lick off a dude that used to play with Huey Thompson. And he's got a YouTube channel. I forget it. Where the heck is this? I can't remember his name now. But if you look up some of Greengrass and High Tides Forever and just put in 2014, 2015, he'll pop up. He's an old man, a real old man, glasses, and about like himself, about the same age. Stands out like a sore thumb wherever he is. that played out in Nashville back in the 60s. This is what I grew up listening to. I've been playing 18 months, 2 weeks, and 1 day today. But I assure you, I'm probably the only one counting. But anyway, I trudge forward 18 months, 2 weeks, and 1 day. Y'all coming in and out of the door. I'm just trying to create an awareness that, regardless of age, you can learn to do this. I mean, it attracts your attention enough to get you here, and you need to hear the message. You can do it too. And then when you get old, you maybe do something similar and help someone else learn to play. That's just one, that's from the 1950s. That's from back in the 50s and 60s, influence out of Nashville. Now, this is another break. This is called double stops. The double stops is done in rock and roll. A little late with her. It was kind of an impulse thing. I said, doggone, do your Stevie invitation. The little boys in the back of my head said, do the Stevies and pull the 6-string open. Man, on. I just went past and I tried with the boys in the back of my head. You've been standing on my shoulder ever since I threw that rock and knocked my sister down. Which in my own defense, I told her, I said, if you take one more step, I'm going to hit you in the head with this rock. She believed every word I had to say to her. If they'd had one of them bumper stickers, imminent danger, she'd have put it on the door to my room. Oh, baby. Oh, it wasn't all like that. You live in a family and y'all ain't wounded one another. I'm glad for you. I can't hardly imagine having a brother. I can't. I had a brother. It was 18 years and 3 months difference in us. So, I could have passed him around like a football, but I don't think it done him much good. So, we got on up to be 21 years old. I've had a lot more to do in his life. I chose to smoke marijuana rather than to drink alcohol, and was excommunicated from the family because I'm an honest person. And then on the other side of that, I got busted and sent to prison for 3.5 years for for 8 ounces of pot that showed up in court. And so, and when you live in a rural area, I mean, they blacklist you, and then you have to work. Back then, the minimum wage was $65, and it didn't go up much, and it still ain't much. In the scheme, how would you like to be working for minimum wage and trying to keep a roof over your head? Working for minimum wage, you still have to live in a car you might not have. That's the way it works. And it's the employers and the government looking at these people who employ 500 and more employees. They have more; those employees have more rights than the small business owner has to give their employees. So there's a growing gap because they say the small business is the backbone of America. Businesses with less than 5, 10 employees, yeah, yeah, and they want their taxes low. The billionaires want their taxes low, and the majority of them don't even pay any. But I'm interested to see. Let's see, there was 10 trillion noted to be gone. We borrowed 2 trillion from ourselves. Powell says he's not going to step down as chairman of the Federal Reserve. So that's one thing we got going in our favor. One that we don't is when the stock market starts to do this right here, curve down, Trump ain't gonna like that bit. He ain't gonna like it. And I don't know what he's gonna do. The only way I can see is he's going to think he's doing something. He's going to do like Nixon did. Nixon doggone put us in a deep hole when we during the Vietnam era. See, OPEC, he closed all of our oil wells in Texas. Any oil well that existed before a certain date in the early 1970s, it was forbidden to pump any oil out of it. And it was called the Strategic Oil Reserve. After that, you have undoubtedly obtained gas from that move. That pushed us to getting oil from foreign countries, OPEC. In other words, we needed to buy more from OPEC in order to make it work, to suit OPEC. And then remember about during Carter's administration, that's when OPEC went against us and the price of oil just went up. I mean, crude was crazy. It was a long time ago. How easy it is to forget. Now we're paying people in the United States $100 a barrel when back then it was, the barrel of oil was anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks. Now it's, in the United States, like, especially sweet. Sweet crude, that's what everybody wants. Sweet. It's sweet. You can Google that and research it yourself. I'm not going to go into it. Everybody hates me when I talk. There is a place for where you best shut up if they say shut up. I hear that train coming, it's rolling round the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. The time keeps dragging on. That train keeps rolling all down the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, Teddy, and never play with guns. So I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I'm here in Folsom Prison, like Tom Hanks on Castaway. I just wish I could go hang myself and die. Oh, Mickey Wilson. Yeah, old Wilson from Castaway. And if they treat me from this prison, that road free was fine. I bet I could get on a little farther down the line. Off of Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. But I'm here in Folsom Prison until I die. Take us home, Wilson. $1,000 worth of tunnels, not using one of them. It's a crazy world. I don't like the sound of any of them. This is just clean volume out of a transistor amplifier. This is a Fender Hendrix guitar, and it's probably that one that they call the sleeper out the bunch. I wouldn't doubt it. I swear, I haven't played that many. I haven't played before electric guitars. So, I don't know. This might be the trashiest doggone guitar there ever has been, but I think trashy is good when you're talking about guitar producing. I don't know. Maybe I have been. No, I ain't haven't been anywhere since, let's see, 2020. Let's see. People say I'm no good, crazy as well. 'Cause I get drunk in the morning and get stoned in the afternoon. What time is it, by the way? If it's afternoon, just feel free. Kinda like roll with his hand, like a lay around in the shade. Ain't got that much money, and the dancer ain't got it paid. But I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I can't get on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you can just leave this long hair touch alone. It's one of the more valiant anticipated moments on Teddy Ray Thomas Electric Guitar Channel. It's so highly anticipated. Normally we will do it possibly as many as 2 or 3 times. Remember, if you make a mistake, just go back and make that same mistake twice, and everybody thinks it's all right. Well, the preacher man's talking on TV. He's putting down the rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation, cause he's worried about my soul. Jesus walked on the water, I know it's true. Sometimes don't you wish the preacher man could do a little walk too? So we ain't asking nobody for nothing. We can't get it on our own. If you don't like the way we're living, you just leave us old country folks alone. Well, that's long-haired country, boy. Let's see. I did Folsom Prison Blues, long-haired country, boy. I did that blues song. I mean, and people say that, or telling me that I need to quit. And I've been playing 18 months, 2 weeks, and 1 day. I mean, I need some steady people to come in and monitor these folks. You know, I need some moderators. Gosh. Let's see. My favorite licks I've learned so far. Wow, that's just tremendous lick, man. Right. But there's so much to putting that song together. Because no 2 rhythm sections, you can look at every time it's played through, listen to it. And listen to how the rhythm changes. I mean, that's not the only way that A chord functions in that song. pine tree. That's what people, remember in their ear. But this wasn't even on my God, that chicken there. Sure, it's all like mine. Well, looks like about wore. Well, I think everybody's gone. Anyway, it was nice of them. Yeah. Oh heck, me damn, that's what I love to play with a drummer. I imagine a drummer would have it be done with me after about damn 15 minutes. You mean to tell me this dude has never doggone started the song off and the drummer counted down for him? He never has, never ever. Wow. Oh no, man. Yeah, that'd be what it would be. So drummers beware. New guitars. That's what I did my first question. You ever kicked anything off? Kick the song off? The drummer counting it out. Counting it off. Take that out. That's got enough twang to it. Well, I dreamed last night I was cast into hell by a jealous God. Well, we walked. Okay. Well, I dreamed last night I was cast into hell by a jealous God. Devil walked up and said, "You don't need no lightning rod. Harder than rains down here in the Cape called last storm. And you ain't gonna need that leather jacket 'cause it gets kinda warm. One way in, no way out. It looks like you're here to stay. Oh, the place is fast, so crowd more coming in every day." He said, "Come on over here, son. Let me show you around. Over here's where I put the preachers. Never like those clowns. They always blame me for everything wrong under the sun. But it ain't that hard to do what's right. It's just maybe not much fun. They walk around thinking it better than me and you. And they get caught in the motel room doing what they said not to do." Well, it looked like it's gonna be stuck here, as far as I can tell. So I figured why not suck up? You know what the hell? I said, "You remember that song old Charlie Daniels did about how you went down to Georgia and played fiddle against that kid?" He said, "Yeah, broke my heart. What are you gonna do?" I said, "To tell you the truth, your solo was better of two." Well, then I woke up and I was lying in bed. I ran upstairs, kissed the little boy on the sleeping head. I took this dream as a sign from God, so I thought I'd better pray. And I said, "Please don't ever speak to me directly. But thanks anyway. So much changed for me. Some folks get spiritual and see the light. I'm gonna feel the heat." sorry I botched up that last line. Kind of kills the dynamic of the whole thing. But that is just a small portion of what you'll enjoy if you'll go seek Ray Wiley Hubbard in conversation with the devil out. It's a good listen. As you can hear, some people get spiritual because they see the light, and others because they feel the heat. And this guy, obviously, so much has the way the last lines go. So much has changed about me recently besides me giving up red meat. Some folks get spiritual because they see the light, and others because they feel the heat. So that's the last line of the song. So it's not a anti-religious thing. I mean, the Catholic Church and people, they spent, I guess, a better part of 1,200 years creating hell. I mean, people all with thousands. I guess probably a million or more people done that. Put their entire lives into the creation of the concept of hell. All those human hours. At least they were doing something they thought was positive. That's a hard breaking lick. That's the A chord. That's what you're doing during the A chord during the fast part of Green Grass and High Tides by the Outlaws. I picked this up from a dude who played with Huey Thompson. Let's see, what was the other dude cat's name? John Paul something, I can't remember. Huey's from about 70 miles north of here, a place called Buchanan, Virginia. It's a county and a place. It's up there off the Interstate 81. So if you ever coming south or heading north, you can stop off in iconic Buchanan, Virginia. That's up around the headwaters of the James River. It ain't very big right there. and several more breaks to learn. You know, it's something to do. So that's where you're supposed to pick a hot lick and then we'll go back to going. Next one, fine. You just keep messing up. I'm tired trying to cover up for you. Either get in the tune and play it or just swipe away. But yeah, man, it's fun. Just yeah, needed this equalization on those notes. Woo-wee. Been at this for over an hour. Can y'all just please subscribe? Maybe give me a thumbs up. I gotta hang this puppy up. This, you know, I got one of them Fitbit watches on. Man, this thing been going off for the last 25 minutes about enough time for it to go reset, recalibrate, check it again, make sure it's right, damn, notify me. You know, they got the graphs in there. I can look at the doggone my upload times, the publish times for my videos. And here it's just, nothing but moderate to heavy exercise, of my heart. But, there's a lot of blood has to, go into this hand, down up and down this left arm. Yes, the camera's reversed. Sorry about that. I need a return monitor due to the fact I'm streaming in vertical shorts. Oh man, I would hate to think I was trying to learn English. Man, he's got shorts on and vertical, man. I hate to think I'm having to learn English. Wait till I learn Spanish. We'll try that again. Months, 2 weeks, and 1 day playing the electric guitar. This is my second electric guitar. I upgraded after 3 months. I figured I'd stuck with it that long, that a better guitar might help me to learn more quickly if I could hear the tones that I was trying to emulate with my hands and had the cue pedals. Started out with the S808 and looper pedal. The only thing I like since is the reverb and the EQ. I bought a fuzz face and a Hendrix, both Hendrix branded from Dunlap. 2 massive wastes of money. There's a Greek company that makes a fuzz, makes a good wah pedal. It'll cost you around $369. They're hand painted, so you're paying for some paint. But the circuitry, totally different. They have adjustments on them. Because, if you check stuff out like that before you buy, and you understand it, why it's doing what it's doing, it helps. You don't have to. All you have to know is when you press a button, it does a certain thing, and if you then you have to learn how to manipulate the other controls on the device and how that device plays with this one over here, because it's just like people. You put these two right here together, and they both drink all the time. They just gonna be fussing and fighting. You know what I mean? But these two, they even though one's Baptist and one's Methodist, put them together and they gonna get along and work together. Anything else gets wrong around them, they'll work together to take care of it. Now, that's what you're looking at here. Those who will enjoy inflicting pain from those who don't particularly care for it, but will. All my brothers on Stratocaster. I think that'd make Dickie Betts laugh. comes in there, and it's right here. It comes out of this. Then it comes into the there's where it Well, so much for the hesitation blues. Need to learn some lyrics. Yeah, I have a lot of favorite Johnny Cash songs, but one that I wasn't impressed at all with was "What Is Truth." He wrote that. I can't remember. It's been around 67, 68. came out. Huh? I'll be right back. Just hang on. Howdy, neighbor, howdy. Get out and come on in. We'll make a bowl of gravy to sock your biscuits in. We'll fire a pot of coffee. And we'll kill an old big hen. And then we'll visit. But we always grub first. Whether it be for worms or food. Gotta have worms to go fishing. Yeah. We're fishing for guitar licks today. Yeah, I guess my fishing day is right. Except for guitar licks. I fish for those every day. Some people call it noodling. If there's any noodling involved, I'm stone cold, I'll tell you. For Mediterranean diet. I reckon. Do you think I've ever been on a diet in my life? Well, this is a nicotine patch. Step down from 21 milligrams to 14. Like falling off a cliff. Gosh. I want a cigarette. A real cigarette. With tar, nicotine and all. You gotta think about it like this. People who smoke cigarettes, it's nicotine as well as all drugs, which people do, affects the pleasure center of the brain. The pleasure center of the brain is why there are still people on the face of the earth. And please, I know they aren't allowed to teach that in a classroom in this country. But it is the pleasure of the pleasure center of the brain. It causes so many interactions between people. It's not about reproduction. Concepts, right, wrong. How have they evolved over the last 1,000 years? Just the concepts of right and wrong. Look at how they've evolved. Now, it hasn't been that long ago that the Catholic Church in good old Rome said that King Richard of England was ordained by God. And then they ordained him to go and take back the Middle East. How did that holy war work out for them? The Catholic Church didn't burn Britain or England once. Then it went to Spain. You're probably as much a student of history as I am. Nobody's ever beaten the Muslims in the Middle East. Over there in Afghanistan, that's where the Genghis and Kublai Khan come from. What in the world do people expect? You're not going to beat those people. Donald Rumsfeld, who was part of Ronald Reagan back in the 80s, his administration, went over there and organized and armed these people to fight the Soviets. The Soviets were wanting to take Afghanistan because it's worth hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars back in the 80s. But here we have pictures of Donald Rumsfeld, who would in 2004 be pushing for war in Iraq, making promises to Osama bin Laden on Afghani soil in the mid-80s, making promises to him. And those promises went unfulfilled. He got the promise of weapons. He got his weapons. The United States got their war with the Soviets that brought them to the bargaining table, and after we saw the fall of the Soviet Union, the fall, the fall of the Soviet Union, a day in history which accounted by one, the account by one person is that Vladimir Putin cried on that day. And but look where he is today. He is an autocrat. He has these rich people around him, and he has a coalition. All I can say is the American people who spoke, I'm not going to be here for very long, but I do believe that there are going to be a whole lot of people who are in there who voted for the first time, didn't realize the internet was a place where you could get information and it wasn't true, that I was lied to. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'm down off the soapbox. I see there's a lot of people chatting, and I don't want you all to know how much it means for an old man like me. I'm 18 months, 2 weeks, and this is one day more in my struggle to learn to play the electric guitar. Now, if that hasn't ran you off, then 10 people have already fled the building. Here we go. No, that's not happening. Let's go. Too heavy, it's too thick, isn't it? I don't like that sound. Let's play with it. Still too heavy. Full neck pickup, I had it in the still. Let's put some, knock some of the highs off. Still not there. Okay, we'll do this then. I got the Boss Equalizer GB7. Okay. Man, I hate this Dunlap fuzz bow. It hasn't done a doggone thing to irritate me ever since I bought it. And this crybaby Wawa, look at that man. I know he's reversed the camera. I have to have the camera lens pointed at me so that I can look at the screen and stay in the frame. Because I'm streaming vertical. There's very little lateral movement allowed in a vertical stream. I don't know whether you've watched very much, but the music comes from the hands, and I try to keep the hands in sight. Yep, Hendrix signature Stratocaster guitar. I figured I'd try to get all Hendrix stuff to where when I died, all this crap could be sold as part of a lot, at an auction. The full thing or nothing, or to heck with it. You can do things like that. God, man, I gotta get this straight. Give that back. I know what I did. Yeah, before y'all came in, I set my stuff up. And what I did, I put gain on that clear channel. Exactly what I did. I got it at 50-50. I run a transistor amplifier. I ain't got money much. But, you know,